Everybody, welcome back to my channel. Tammy Talks here. Let's get into Sistas Season 3, Episode 18, From a Woman. If you're brand new to my channel, or if you just have not subscribed already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up the video if you enjoyed the content. Pushing for 1,500 subscribers by the end of the year. We are super close. So if you can, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. So let's get into Sistas, y'all. So the episode starts off with Zach coming to Fatima's apartment after he leaves his meetup with Karen at Danny's. So Zach lies to Fatima, tells her that he has sex with her and that he wanted to now be with Karen. They're going to get back together. We know that he's doing that out of spite because he got the recording from Hayden of Fatima being on the phone with one of her friends where she's trying to trap Hayden into wearing an outfit or doing what he is saying on the phone to find out if he's really listening to her messages. So because of that, they get into this argument where it turns into they get into this argument where it goes from I'm messing with him or I'm messing with her to you can get the hell out of my house. I got your bags all packed. And it escalates very quickly. And instead of Zach just coming out, being an adult about it and telling her that, oh, well, I saw, I got this message that is basically telling me, or I got this message that's basically a recording that's saying that you are messing with somebody else and you're playing me, all this other stuff. Zach does this whole back and forth. So a bunch of F-bombs are thrown at each other. And then finally, Fatima tells him that she's going to have another man up in her apartment laid up with him. He was nothing special. And a lot of it is just both of them being super hurt. Fatima had his bags already packed because she said that she figured that he would do what he was going to do because that's how men are. So Fatima is definitely like a woman scorn that has like hardened her heart so much that whenever a man is like showing genuine interest in her, is truly into her, she doesn't know how to receive it. She doesn't know how to take it because of what has happened to her in her past. Right? So then we have Andy. Andy's in a hotel with her boss. She's in a hotel with Robin. And they're on their way to having sex. She stops him because she has a conscience. And she kind of tells him that, like, this is not a good idea. And he's like, yeah, maybe because, you have your boyfriend. And she's like, oh, Gary won't even care. So then Robin was like, if he wouldn't care about you doing this, then maybe y'all don't need to be together. And as usual, whenever somebody tells Andy about Gary, she doesn't want to talk about it anymore. She doesn't want to talk about it anymore. She always like wants to change the subject. She gets kind of irritated, very drawn within herself. And my thing is like, if this many people are constantly telling you about this man, then like take heed to it. People are not trying to like no one's trying to destroy your happiness or keep you from being happy or keep you from true happiness or whatever. So it is so weird. I'm trying to plug up my hold on guys. My computer's gonna die. So it's so weird and it's actually kind of annoying that whenever this situation pops up and someone is like bringing or basically holding Gary's feet to the fire in front of Andy, she is like irritated by it or like doesn't want to even finish the conversation. So she gets up and she leaves. They keep having these very awkward exchanges where it's, are you going to call me? Maybe you should call me. Should I call you? And it's like Andy just wants the attention of this man. I don't even think she really likes Robin for real. I think it is really just Andy liking the attention of a man because Gary's not complimenting her. Gary's not doing all the things that he probably used to do when they were before they like got I guess official at this point. So she leaves the hotel room. She sees Zach in the hallway. It's a very awkward exchange with Zach asking her, what are you doing here? Her being nervous that she saw somebody, so she leaves. Zach is in his hotel room. He gets a call from he calls Fatima. Her voicemail kicks in, so he gets mad. He then gets a call from the bank, and they tell him that the $2,870 that he left um, in his stocks has now grown to $1.7 million. So he decides to move $1 million over. He's going to keep that point 0.7 and keep that in the stock and keep seeing if it's going to keep flipping in and returning, a profit for him. And I'm like, this is like kudos to Zach. I want him to like get himself settled, get whatever business you're gonna start doing, get all this stuff going. And I don't think that he'll blow the money, but I'm nervous that he will. And on one hand, I'm like kind of nervous that he will, but I feel like Zach's gonna hopefully do okay with the money. So then we have Karen and Aaron at a bar. I'm so sick of Aaron this season. To me, Karen's storyline is stupid. It's just stupid. So she clearly has an attitude. Aaron is complimenting her. She's sighing. She's rolling her eyes, and he's like, "Okay, is that for me or is that for Zach?" Because like, what's going on? He asks her, "How did the meeting go with Zach?" And she's like, "I don't want to talk about it." And I'm like, girl, like, Tyler is really ruining her character. It's weird to see Karen go from being this like super, super strong woman to now she's pining over a man that doesn't want her back, that she did not want in the first place. Like, it's very, very odd. Her life is falling apart because that salon, we know nothing goes on there. So they're talking. She starts to cry, says she's gonna leave. She runs out of the bar. Aaron goes to follow her. She clearly doesn't want Aaron to follow her. Coincidentally, at the same bar later, we see, which is I guess now the hotel. It's like Tyler didn't even bother changing the drinks or the background. I guess just all bars look the same. So we see Preston and Danny. After sex, he immediately gets up and puts his clothes on. And look, I'm sick of Preston. Preston is being so overly petty. Danny does not want him to move in and be there all day, every day, because that was too soon for them. Too much too soon for them. So now Preston is like being an ass about it. And it's like, well, I don't want to stay overnight because that's not what you want. And like the entire storyline with the two of them is getting tired at this point, is getting played. If you're going to keep having Preston be bitchy about this, then have her break up with him. But this man not understanding the difference between not getting up right after sex and leaving and not being at her house and not moving in with her is annoying. It's annoying. I get that Preston's supposed to be like this ditzy cowboy, very naive, but this is stupid at this point. Aaron shows so then he's leaving and Danny's like, whatever, fine, go. He has a picture, apparently just that he carries around, of his cousin's ex-wife, Alice, and that's who he's staying with. And I'm like, Tyler, where are these writers? When are these writers coming in? Because that doesn't make any sense at all. Why would he be carrying her picture around? So then we have Aaron who shows up to Karen's house. And she apologizes for leaving. She tells him that Zach won't say he doesn't love her and he doesn't want to be with her. And Aaron is like, well, why do you need him to say it? You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to just stop loving you because that's what you want. And Karen is, she's kind of upset by it. And she's like, it's just something that she needs. It's something that she needs, for whatever reason. She doesn't give like a clear indication as to why this is something that she needs so damn bad that she's like being annoying with it. And then eventually she slips up and it's like he said it but he didn't mean it. And Aaron, who I think is being way more patient than he should in the situation, is like, so if he said it, like, what are we doing here? Karen then says that he didn't mean it. And Aaron was like, how do you know? My whole thing is like, I feel like Karen is this is like, again, another just unrealistic storyline. So Aaron is willing to wait it out with her. And I'm like, this is stupid, Aaron. You didn't do this much pining over your wife. So I guess he's gonna stick beside her, and we're gonna see if how that works out. So then we have Sabrina and Calvin, who Sabrina fakes like she's tired. Calvin leaves. Sabrina calls Danny, tells Danny that Calvin likes when girls wear straps on him, and she wants Danny to give her some advice. Danny is like, I mean, you know what you need to do. Do what's best for you. Sabrina keeps asking for advice, and Danny tells her, quite frankly, like everybody else watching, I'm sick of talking about Calvin. We don't have any advice for you. Do what you want to do. Because they told her a long time ago to stop messing with Calvin because his fetishes and extracurriculars Sabrina has a problem with. If you have a problem with it, why do you keep going back to this man? Because y'all have had more fights than good times at this point. So to me, it's just kind of stupid. So after that, we see Fatima meets Andy down at the bar. And Andy tells her that she was just upstairs with Robin. And like Andy is so excited that she did a scandalous thing tonight. And Fatima was just kind of like, oh. So Andy thought that Fatima would be more excited, and Andy Andy thought Fatima would be more excited, but Fatima is like low key judging her, and it's because Fatima is thinking all of y'all are trash because in her mind she thinks that Zach slept with Karen. So Andy is like, what's good? So Fatima tells her that Zach and Karen are back together. They slept together tonight. And all this other stuff, and Andy lies to her. For one, tells her she did not see Fatima that day. I mean, did not see Karen that day. She did not talk to her, and I'm like, you lying. You are lying right now. And Andy is just like, they're in a very bad place. I just don't believe that. And Fatima was like, no, I heard it, And Andy was like, you need to check your sources. Because that don't make sense to me. And Fatima was like, Zach is the source. So, again, unnecessary Tyler Perry dialogue, but what are we going to do about it? So then Fatima quickly changes the subject and tells Andy, but you know what? If Hayden comes tomorrow with an orange shirt and some blue jeans on, then I know for sure he's listening to my phone calls. And then it's like a light bulb pops off in Fatima's head, and Fatima realizes Hayden must have said something to Zach. So she asks Andy, who is getting drunker by the minute, what hotel room is Zach in, because Andy mentioned earlier that Zach was here at the hotel. So she goes up, and even though she didn't see Zach walk into a hotel room, she knows what room he's in. So she goes up, she's knocking on Zach's door. When she gets up there, her and Zach tells her he has company. She pushed that door open, and she gets Zach to finally admit to her that he did not sleep with Karen. And she's like, why are you lying to me about it? So Zach is just like, you know what, I'm bad in relationships. It's me, not you. Trying to play it off. So then Fatima to ask him, did you talk to Hayden? And he was like, no. And she's like, because Hayden is listening to my phone calls. So Zach was like, that would explain why I got this message. So Zach plays the recording for her of Fatima talking to her friend. And Fatima calls that same friend and it's like, girl, thank you so much for helping me out today with that thing with Hayden. You think he believed all that bullshit I fed him about Zach. And her friend is like, yeah, because if he knew how much you were into Zach, yada, yada, yada. So the two of them make up rather quickly and go about it. I'm sorry, but if someone tells me, fuck you, we're done. We're done. We're not friends no more. We're not dating anymore. We're done. You're not going to scream out fuck you to me the way that Zach told her earlier in the episode and think that everything is going to be cool. Not going to happen. But they make up because TV. So then we have a scene with Calvin and Maurice. Calvin talks about how he told Sabrina everything that he liked sexually. And Maurice was just kind of like, why did you tell her all of that? And Calvin is like, well, I told her that she doesn't have to do all the freaky stuff that I like to do. She can be done with it. And Maurice is like, that's not going to bring her closer to you, because now it puts more pressure on her, because she's probably thinking that she has to like do that stuff. On top of the fact, she done told her friends already. I'm sick of Calvin. Calvin really and truly serves no purpose to this show. None. Sick of Calvin. And then finally, we see Andy come home. Gary is apologizing for the therapist. They have this very awkward conversation about Andy telling him that, therapy is good with the right therapist. Gary wants Andy to find him one. Andy does not want to find him one, because if the therapist tells Gary something that might take Andy's side, she doesn't want Gary thinking that she like tipped off the therapist or paid the therapist. So Gary is like insistent on like hugging her and holding her, and I'm like, he is going to smell Robin's cologne on her. But he tries to go down on her, and he realizes her panties are on backwards. Andy kept trying to swerve on him and go take a shower really quick. And next week we're gonna see the big blow up from that. So Sisters is still chugging along. Um, the show is like a train wreck that you can't stop watching. Right? I just feel like if they tighten up some of the scenes, if Tyler like is serious about getting some better writers in, the show could be really, really special. But I am Tammy. This has been Tammy Talks. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, hop down in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next one.